अस्सलाम वालेकुम एवरीवन, माय नेम इज़ अब्दुल रहमान। आज मैं रेहान स्कूल औरंगी कैंपस में पढ़ता हूँ। आज हम लोग माया से फॉर एनी का टास्क पूरा करने की कोशिश करेंगे और हम लोग माया से बात करते हैं। और हमारा आज का टॉपिक है ओके द स्टोरी बिहाइंड द वर्ल्ड फेमस। ये हम लोग इस बारे में टॉक करेंगे माया से। तो हम लोग माया से बात करने के लिए
Hey, that was quick. Welcome back.
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम माया।
Hi there. That's a beautiful greeting. Asmali pinu samolmihian we barakatu. How's it going?
हेलो अस्सलाम वालेकुम माया।
Hey, that was quick. Welcome back.
Yeah, it's welcome back. So Maya, I have a
Nice to hear. Hey, I think I missed what you were saying there. Could you
Maya,
say that again?
Maya,
Hey there. Mm, I'm not quite catching you. Are you talking about something with an app?
Maya, I have a questions for wow. Okay. When does the okay word okay means its everyday language?
Got it. You have a question. What's your question about Uber?
My question about okay, the story behind the word famous word.
Ah, interesting question. The story behind OK is actually pretty fascinating. It's thought to have started in the 1830s as a playful abbreviation of all correct. That was how people were misspelling all correct at the time. It gained popularity through newspaper humor columns and political cartoons, then spread even further with the rise of the telegraph in the 19th century. By the 20th century, it was pretty much everywhere. Kind of wild how a misspelling became one of the most universally understood words, right?
Okay, I have a second question is when and where did word okay first become popular?
Good question. Okay, first gained traction around 1839 in Boston. It was becoming popular in newspaper humor columns and political cartoons there. That's when all correct really started catching on. The really big boost, though, came with the telegraph around the mid 1800s. Telegraph operators needed quick ways to confirm messages, and OK was perfect, short, simple, and easy to transmit. From there, it really took off and spread across the US and eventually the world. So Boston's kind of where it got its start, but the telegraph made it famous.
Yeah, it's great. And my third question is, what is the most widely accepted origin of the word okay?
That's a good question. Are you asking about the origin of the word OK or the most widely accepted origin theory? They're similar but different. Most experts agree the origin story from 1839 in Boston, it started as the playful misspelling of all correct as all correct became okay, then spread through newspapers and eventually became international with the telegraph. That's the most widely accepted origin story by etymologists. Does that answer your question?
Yeah. My fourth question is
Okay.
my
What's
fourth,
your fourth question?
my fourth question is
Okay.
how did okay
Yes.
across the world
How do
so quickly?
Okay. So, how did OK spread around the world so quickly? Myth. The main reason was the telegraph, honestly. Once telegraph operators started using it as confirmation, it traveled with communication lines. Plus, by the time it was really taking off in the mid 1800s, the US was becoming a global power and had a lot of cultural influence. The word just went wherever telegraph lines and American businesses did. Also, during World War II, it was used extensively in military communications. That really accelerated its spread. Soldiers brought it home with them after the war, and it kept traveling. It's weird how one little misspelling from a 19th century joke column became something pretty much everyone understands today.
Okay. My fifth question is,
Pretty crazy.
why is okay considered one of the most commonly used words globally?
I'm not totally sure what you meant with hope goes on it. Could you clarify that part? As for Brooklyn and clothing, are you asking why Brooklyn style is so popular right now in fashion?
Yes.
Mm-hmm. Okay. Ah, got it. You're asking why Brooklyn is such a trend in fashion. That's a good observation. It started maybe 10 years ago when Brooklyn became this really visible hub for creative expression, music, art, fashion. A lot of designers and cool brands started cropping up there. Then, as social media took off, influencers and media picked up on this whole aesthetic, streetwear, vintage, a kind of effortless mix of styles. So it became this shorthand for cool and authentic style. Plus, Brooklyn has a pretty diverse culture, which brings a lot of different influences into the mix. It's become a really sought after look across the world, which is kind of funny because it originally felt so local. Makes sense.
Sixth
Woo!
question.
Yeah, sure. Go.
Sixth,
It's okay. You have a
sixth question is, what role did newspaper or media play in popularizing okay?
let me just check something real quick. The media, especially newspapers, played a huge role in popularizing okay and actually words in general. Back in the 1830s, when it started as a playful misspelling, humor columns and political cartoons picked it up, but then the telegraph really amplified it. Newspapers started using it in headlines and copy, and it made its way into print everywhere. From there, it spread super fast because of the newspaper's wide reach. Now, with social media and news outlets today, we see the same thing happen with slang and trends. They get picked up, circulated, and suddenly they're part of everyday language all over the world.
Okay.
Cool.
Maya, I have a seventh question is, are there any elements notice about the origin of word okay?
Give me just a sec to look into that. Actually, you're asking about the origin of the word bird. It's pretty cool. It actually comes from Old English. It used to be brid, which meant a young bird or nestling. It's kind of mysterious because it doesn't have clear connections to words in other languages. The weird thing is, fugal was the more common word for bird back then, and now that's mostly associated with the word fowl, like chickens or turkeys. But somehow, bird just took over as the general word for all feathered creatures. It's a strange little linguistic twist.
My not question is this. My question is
Yeah.
this, how is okay used differently in formal and informal communication?
In formal communication, people usually use okay pretty sparingly. They're more likely to say agreed or understood or even just nod instead of saying okay directly. But if they do use it, it's more like a confirmation than casual chit chat. On the other hand, in informal settings, it gets used all the time. Confirmations, approvals, starting or ending conversations, filling silence. It's almost like a verbal tick. So, same word, totally different weight, depending on the situation. Yeah, right. Pretty versatile word.
My, I have a
You know what?
question is, why do people from different languages still understand the word okay?
Hang on. Let me check on that for you. That's a really interesting question. Okay, spread across the world, mostly because of US cultural influence. After it got its start in American English as that funny misspelling all correct, US movies, music, and advertising started using it. Over time, it became ingrained in popular culture. It's easy to say in most languages, totally versatile and pretty neutral, so it wasn't offensive to anyone. Plus, today in digital stuff, it's the easiest way to show you understand or agree without being too formal or showing a ton of emotion. Mhm. Mhm.
So I have a second question is how has the meaning of how has the meaning or usage of okay changed over the time?
Just one moment, looking that up. The word okay actually started as that playful misspelling, korrect, like people were just being goofy. Um, but then during the 1840 presidential election, supporters of Martin Van Buren started using okay as a slogan, vote for okay, since Van Buren was from Kinderhook, New York. It blew up from there, moving from just meaning agreement to becoming something you could use as a verb or noun too. And briefly, in 1918, people started spelling it okay because President Wilson thought it came from a Choctaw word, but that didn't stick. Now it's basically shorthand for anything agreeing, acknowledging, even being indifferent, all in one word.
Okay, my second
Pretty wild.
question is the second and last question is how has the word okay influenced modern communication, escape in texting and social media, especially in texting and social media?
I hear you. Last question, right? Okay, so okay has totally transformed texting and social media. It's become the go-to confirmation, acknowledgement, or just plain filler when we don't know what else to say. K is even quicker when you're super casual, like minimalist communication. Plus, emojis give it so much more context. A thumbs up okay versus a laughing face okay means totally different things. It's also the default when you're trying to buy time or wrap up a conversation without being rude. Okay, cool. Talk soon. It's almost become a linguistic safety net for awkward pauses or when you just don't have anything else to add. It's gotten a reputation for being a bit vague or even dismissive, though, so people have to read between the lines sometimes.
Okay, Maya. So,
Got it.
Maya,
Okay.
Maya, मैं भी है
Sounds like
भाई हम लोग बस
bye for now.
end करते हैं we have just ended
Ah,
okay
got it.
we have you have
You're
okay we have to go
saying we just wrapped up the call. That's it?
you have
Yep.
enjoyed
All right. Bye.
okay bye
You too.
yeah I also enjoyed bye bye
Bye.
bye
I
bye
did. Take
everyone
care.